to share, and why has that stood out for you in the first half of 2014?
I think every year has been a very different year. First year was where, even though you asked me that before, I'm just going to tell you first year. The first year was, it was two people, me and one more person, and we just did lots of creating. We just didn't thought nothing. We just made, and then we just at the end of the day realized, oh, we have just made like lots of things, And then every year there were different things which we started finding. And last year, after we started working together, we've done some great amount of work. We have turned out some extraordinary communication methods for our clients. One of the things which I really feel we did fantastically was a Good Deed Marathon. Yeah. That was...
Actually, it was, I think, it was for the marathon in 2014, but we broke the campaign in, I think, December 2013. But I think that was a fantastic, I think both of us are really very close to that, in the sense we really feel that that was one of the best pieces of work that we put out, because it's, so Standard Chartered has a line, they have a line called Here for Good. And like I said, our aim has always been, how do we get people it's not just about communicating that line, but how do we get people to experience that line? How does that line come alive for me? How do I really feel like, oh yeah, there is a story behind it, there is a thought behind it, there's something I can touch, I can feel, I can know more about.
And it's marathon, it's it owns the city. Your city owns the marathon. It is not like that only for that 40,000 people who runs.
Yeah.
So the whole idea was that how can we make city come alive with this entire property, and it was not possible to do with a one print ad or a one print campaign or just a one-way communication. And that's where we realized that, okay, unless and until we don't tie up everything, which is your mobile or your offline or your TVC or this, and that entire process happened from the digital perspective. It went like, okay, this is the idea, and how can we pitch everything inside? So the radio come inside, TPVR came into the picture. Then lots of partnerships happen.
I mean, you have a marathon, you have 40,000 people running it. Standard Chartered sponsors that marathon. They have a line called Here for Good. But how do you make the city of Mumbai, which doesn't run, they're like, apart from 40,000 people, the rest of the people don't run. How do you make them part of that marathon? And how do you make them experience Here for Good? So Good Deed Marathon actually did that. And when we did this whole thing of Good Deed Marathon, I must tell you, a lot of people were really skeptical, because there's so much passive activism on the internet. It's so easy to just like something and say, oh, I did a good deed, But would people actually do good deeds? Would they send it back to us? Would they create a chain? Would they respond to something like that? Or was it very idealistic to tell people to go out and do a good deed and send it back and create something called a Good Deed Marathon?
Bank to own that.
Yeah, and for a bank to own that. But the great part was, and yes, this whole thing of, oh, will they accept it from a bank? Will they feel, oh, bank, oh no, I don't trust banks, so will that be seen as a negative? But the great part was, people really accepted it for what it was. And I really firmly believe that people want to do good. And when you give them an opportunity to be able to do that, and it's not something huge, it was something as small as, do a good deed for your neighbor, smile at someone, give up a seat, do stuff like that.
And that happened because the way the whole campaign was integrated, It was, if it was just a one digital property,
exactly.
You would just put up a post every day on Facebook.
Yeah, do some good, do good deed, man.
Have you done good deed, share your good deeds here, tell us. But that was the last part. That was like we were least bothered about what will be the, those things. How we were like, how the miracle in Korea.
Yeah, so we got, so when people registered for the Good Deed Marathon, they got a kit. They got, like a little wristband, and they got a really nice letter that we designed and wrote and everything else, an envelope. It was really nice. But again, because for us it's detailing and connecting things, we said that it should be Miracle Couriers who goes out and delivers this. And in case people don't know who are Miracle Couriers, they are India's only courier company that employs deaf adults, and you should use them. And they're brilliant. And it was so nice to use them because that became something that so many people knew about. So many people started talking about them. So many people started waiting for miracle couriers to arrive and give them that band. People took pictures with them, sent it back. So it was good in so many ways, in so many details.
So that's what it is about. I mean, what for us the advertising you call it or the communication, it has become about the collaborations. How you start creating, and the collaborations is between either client or your audience or the people you are tying up things with. So I think it was fantastic integration of everything.
I mean, is Miracle Courier strictly digital? No, it's not. But it still falls into the purview of communication because that guy is going to come to your house, give it to you. Who do you meet? What do you know about him? What's the story behind him? So I think that's really what communication, that's how it works with us. I think another piece of work that we did in 2014, the first half of 2014, and that I really like is what we did for the launch of The Walking Dead. You guys have seen it. It was really nice. It was great fun to do in India. Not too many people know who zombies are.
Yeah, as soon as you tell that, okay, there is something horror, it is all about that scary and Ramsey brother or Ahmed and all that. So the only thing was that, okay, that go on and establish a little bit of a zombie feel, but otherwise the zombie means, so that we wanted to establish that what is zombie.
Yeah, and yet we didn't want to do it in just blood and gore. Yeah. We wanted it to be tongue in cheek because zombies are such cult things, you don't mess around and make them just this blood and gore thing in like a door opening and creaking and stuff like that.
So it's a simple thing. So one thing we could have done is that, okay, here is zombie show. It's a Walking Dead. It's an international show. The people who watch this international show, they know about the Walking Dead. So we could have just run the same promos, same campaign everywhere on the sites, international, downloading sites and all that thing, targeting. But how do you give an experience of a zombie show?
So I think the prank videos, they worked so well for us. It was so much fun to prank people. We were really worried. We were like, oh my god,
what
if they die or something like that? But it was awesome fun. The prank videos really worked for us. I think I don't know if you saw the Indian zombie memes where we took off our stereotypes, Indian stereotypes. That was amazing. So I think that's it.
So what happened is, rather than running a campaign using the content, what we did is we created a fresh content using the zombie experiences and used that to run up the whole campaign. So even our rich media campaigns or the banners or the social media thing. And then one of the most interesting thing was so we started talking in the zombie languages.
Yeah, so people would write to us on Facebook, like if we put up a zombie meme and then people would write to us and we would respond as zombies, and somebody tried to troll us, so we trolled them back as zombies, and people on the page said, "Yay, you got a troll," So it was great fun. I mean, we responded with these zombie memes. We were like these, brain-thirsty, blood-thirsty zombies on the page. So that was really
so all
fun.
This.
But I think we've also been lucky. We've had great clients who've placed their faith in us.
Yeah, I think
to be able to pull off things like this is not going to be possible if your clients don't trust you.
Moving to another question, you do a lot of video production. That's one of your service at Flying Cursor, right?
Yeah.
We want to talk about that, any interesting videos that you've been watching, and what's your thought on this whole video thing? Because everybody wants to do shorter videos and million plus views videos and trending videos, all kinds of videos. Now the videos, like every branded video is coming.
Yeah.
So what's your thought on that?
So I think we do video because that not because it is the latest trend or it is described in a 20 international blogs that video is going to be latest trend, or we do video because that idea required video, and then according to that we bring in that expertise that what kind of a video it is required. So I don't think we have followed ever. Okay, this year the trend is mobile because last from 5 years I've been hearing mobile. Let's now jump into mobile. Let's develop. We are a communication agency. We go to the client tells us, okay, this is my problem. How can you solve it? And then we see that, okay, this can be solved by mobile. And now mobile gives you that kind of opportunity, or that video is going to give us opportunity. So like Walking Dead, as I told you, that it could have been the easiest thing. Walking Dead already had a promos.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing we would do is spend some 10-15 lakhs, put it into a YouTube on the video and make a video go viral. Okay, but instead of that, what we did was that we created a separate set of videos which spoke what was the show about, So that is what important is for us. That's how our videos is interesting, what we feel it. We enjoy making that way. For every video making, there is a fight in the office that who will make, because there is so much of a storytelling happens inside that. So that's it. That's what we do. We are not a video production house. We are storytellers, maybe.
Yeah.
Parag, moving to a question which you actually spoke a lot. Mobile.
There is a change happened in the way people surf on the mobile now. So there are marketers or there are agencies or people who will benefit out of it. Again, I think it would be better if we learn out of all the old things which we have followed, which is video or the websites or the digital, and rather than chasing a medium, we start chasing the idea there. So there will be people who will benefit out of it, but the winner will be always somebody who has an idea and goes out for that solution, opts for the solution. So we have done some stuff on mobile. We have created certain apps. We have created certain advertising. We use certain in a certain of our plans also. But again, it is not like that there is a mobile and then so everybody is asking, so go for it. We do go and we do understand what is the requirement of the mobile, what are the possibilities on the mobile, and then according to that we add into our ideas and plans.
Also, to take off from what Parag said, it's about how people are using the mobile and how companies can use mobile. So it's not necessary that people use the mobile the way you want them to use it. I want to give you information. Now I know you spend a lot of your time on the mobile, so I give you information on the mobile. That's really not what you can do. So, we're working on something right now, which to us is really exciting because we're working on it ourselves, and then we figure who we'll go to with that. But we're working on something where we're actually using the mobile to try and solve the problem that most companies have, and in the bargain it will also do some good. So, to me, it's interesting if you can use the mobile for that. If there is relevance, if there's reason, then it makes sense.
Challenges that you still face as a startup. I know there are a lot of challenges, but primary challenges from the market and from the industry that you are in. What do you think?
I think the biggest challenge is not education, but it's half knowledge. Sorry, but yeah, that's the biggest challenge. How do you compare these things? So you meet a client wants you, to, like we were just discussing, there are 30 platforms. Okay, now all 30 platforms, let's do something. Why should we do something on all 30 platforms? Because some other agency came and gave me all these 30 platforms and they're all free. So it's total half knowledge, it's exploitation of half knowledge. So I think that to me is the biggest challenge. It's like, oh God, every time you see that you're like, okay, and how do you discuss that without being rude is a very big challenge.
The kind of money we work on, when you just to give you an example of one of the client we met wanted videos, okay, for something, and 25 videos they wanted for a budget of 2 lakh rupees. 25 videos at 2 lakh rupees, and there are people who do that. So I don't know. And that is where I feel that how do you sustain or maintain the quality. You want to do something good, some nice work, and this other kind of challenges you face. So how do you then? There are sometimes you face these issues. You have a good idea, but you have to let go those ideas. You have to let go those clients. Which.
And as a startup, I think it's always difficult to let go, to say no. But it's very painful. But I think over time we've learned it's just sometimes better to say no.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the truth is there are clients who say no, but I know somebody who will manage this for 20,000 rupees. So we're like, okay, great. You should just go ahead and work with them. And there are also people who we've told that, listen, you should manage this yourself, because we feel that we can guide you,
but you will do a better job.
So
social media is not only just where you need an agency's expertise. You need also business expertise. So there are brands who has come to us and we have told them that, and they love that idea that we went to them and told them that okay, you do, and we will guide you. We will not be able to create content for you. So I think challenges are, from what I see it, is that one of the things is how the industry will function over this cost and quality.
Yeah, I think that tussle is really difficult for a startup like us, and we do not want to compromise on the kind of work we do.
Thanks for your time. Interesting talking to you guys. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.